Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We all know we do this every 2 months. My reading wrap up. I know I'm late on this as always. So we're going to be going over February and March's books that I read. In February, I read 9 books. And then in March, I read 7 books. March was not that great of a reading month for me, but we'll start with February. I read The Ever King by L.J. Andrew and then The Ever Queen by The Ever Queen as well. And I gave The Ever King 3.75 stars. All I really remember is that just having such a slow start to it. By the end, everything was picking up. So like you wanted to jump into The Ever Queen. The Ever Queen was just so quick paced and like just kept you on your toes. It was one thing after another and I loved it. I just really enjoyed that one and I gave that one 4 stars. Then I read The Coldest Winter by Brittainy Cherry. I gave this one 4.5 stars, which was my first book by Brittainy Cherry. I devoured it. I was not expecting it to be as emotional as it was. I dropped some tears in this one. I felt their pain. I felt like Milo just couldn't catch a break. It was like he was getting punched back to back to back. Like it was like as soon as he was getting over his depression and kind of like waking up and getting out of it, bam, something else happened. Love this. This is like a forbidden romance because she is his student teacher. I don't know why I thought it was reversed. I thought that like he was the student teacher and she was the student, but no, it's reversed. And when you find out exactly how it was kind of shocking in a way, but like also just like damn, like they have everything stacked against them. But I loved it and I would totally recommend everyone to read this. And just look how stunning the cover is. It's freaking stunning. I want to bedazzle it. Of course I would want to bedazzle it. Story of my life. And I read Burn by Cassie, Alexandra. I gave that one 2 star. It gave me really like just what Patsy vibes. It's like she goes to a new school, she ends up getting bullied. The bully, like on and off again girlfriend, is just a mean girl, and then he kind of just makes a bet. It kind of just gave me a lot of different tropes it was trying to do, but like nothing was like sticking to it. But anyways, the main male character ends up making a bet with a family friends of hers of who can get in her pants first. It kind of was just giving me After vibes, but like what's Patsy, even though like After is a What Pats book. I don't even know if that makes sense, but like that's literally what it was giving. It was just trying to get all these different tropes in, but like none of them were sticking for me to really enjoy. Then I read Dark Lover by J.R. Ward's first book in the Black and Dagger Brotherhood series. It's following vampires, humans. Thought it was a good solid read. I gave it 3 stars. Kind of left me wanting like more in the story. I kind of wish we got a deeper like connection between love interests, but also like the other side characters. I am really excited for his name's not, it starts with an X. I can't remember what it is right now, but I'm really excited for his book because he just seems dark and mysterious and just misunderstood, and we love a good misunderstood person. So I'm excited to get to that book eventually. Then I read Slasher Pass by Taylor Paige. I gave them 3 stars. I found this book like on TikTok. Somebody was talking about it and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go read it. Like that's how good it sounded and invested I thought I was gonna be in it. Started reading it. It just didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. It had like this ritual. I mean, obviously it's following like a cult and these are like final girl books, but like it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's something else. Like I just wasn't what I was expecting. I think that a lot of things were obvious in it and that the female character was very naive not to see it, but also came off a little bit darker. I don't know how she missed some of the signs in it that we were seeing as readers, and maybe that's because we got the whole picture, but like even then I thought it was very obvious, so I had to give it a 3 stars. Then I read Too Sweet by Abby Millsaps, which is this was just a new novella following the Boys of Lake Chapel. Was everything. Who doesn't love to get Joey and her guys' little glimpse into their life here and then? I did. Then I read Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton, and I gave Haunting Adeline 3.75 and then Hunting Adeline 4 stars. I was gonna DNF the first book. I'm not even gonna lie. It just took too long to get to the point. It took too long for me to get invested in it. It took me literally almost 2 weeks to just read the first book because I just was not connecting to it and I just wasn't finding any interest in wanting to read it. It just felt really slow paced. It didn't really start getting good to about like 70% into the book, and I'm happy that I decided to keep pushing through because the second book, that's where all the magic happens. It was just fast paced from the beginning. See Zayd literally go unhinged and I want to go unhinged for him. I loved it. Thought I wasn't gonna love them and I ended up loving them, and I'm just like, they're probably one of my favorite, not one, but they're up there in my favorite couples, and I love how unhinged they both are for each other. I mean, who wouldn't love that? Sorry if it's like a different angle now. It's because I had to run outside and get my kids off the bus. Okay, now going into March, I read 7 books. Like I said, this wasn't a really big month for me. I struggled a lot with reading this month. I just mentally was just all of it. I just have a lot going on in the next couple, like the next 2 months, and I've just been so stressed. I'm stressed about how I'm going to pack my books. I'm just stressed about everything that I just couldn't, not that I couldn't get into the books I was reading, I just didn't read because I was either doing other things or playing games on my phone, or I just couldn't focus and sit down and just read. It wasn't there. We read 7 books this month, which that's still great. Even if you just read 1 book, it's fucking amazing. So we started off the month, we're reading Havoc. I was supposed to read this with my friend. She ended up ditching me and not reading it. So I ended up reading it. You guys know anything by Sam Stunich. I ended up loving this whole series. Just her character development throughout her series is just everything. The way that you get invested in the characters, the way that you just fall in love with everyone is just everything. Then I read an arc, The Venom We Bleed by Lucy Smoke. I gave that one 4.5 stars. I devoured it. I loved it. I love Lucy Smoke's writing. I read, what is it? Pretty Little Savage by her. I read the first 3 books in that series. I devoured it. If you like dark romance and you love a good plot and you love falling in love with just characters that you can tell are well developed and are just great overall, even though they're dark and twisted and mysterious, or read her books. Not lying. Anyway, this one is unique, I think. It's a reverse harem. We all know I love reverse harems. I should just start saying why choose, because I feel like that's what everyone says now instead of reverse harem. So why choose? She comes from like the rich side of town, and basically on her 18th birthday she ends up seeing her best friend and boyfriend kind of just hooking up, and like kind of something just like clicks. Like she goes unhinged, not in like the worst way, but like she just kind of realizes like, why am I doing all this stuff to please other people when it's not pleasing me? So like that switch kind of flips. And then on that same night, it's her birthday. On top of that, her father ends up getting arrested for embezzling in his own company, and just things just go to shit. Her mom ends up leaving town because she doesn't want to deal with all the hate and things like that, and leaves her daughter behind. How? So she ends up going to the wrong side of town, kind of just trying to get her life back together. All she knows is that she needs to graduate to get out of this town and to move on from the scandal that surrounds her family. She goes from being the princess to just being the most hated person in this town. People are just trying to just start things with her every turn that she goes. And anyways, the 3 guys of the school ends up, you know, finding an interest in her. There is one of them that is unhinged and has been stalking her since like elementary school. No lie. I mean, like, she did this one kind act and like basically saved him, and now like he feels like that's it, like she's the one for him, and like he's just all for that. He's all for her, and she just develops this relationship with all of them, on top of trying to figure out what's going on with her dad, if it was like plot, if someone set him up, like whatever the case may be. But it ends in a cliffhanger that we absolutely love. I love. So I can't wait for book number 2 in that. Then I read City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Richards. I gave that one 4 stars. I don't know, I have so many people, I don't think I need to say much about what this is about, but so many people compare it to Crescent City, and just know Crescent City is in its own league of its own. And I'm not saying this was bad, but I just felt like the whole time it was just her trying to, I don't know, it was just them kind of like, what is it, Loren and Darian just trying to stay away from each other, but they're just so attracted to one another. If you don't know, Loren is human and she ends up getting a bounty on her head, and we don't know why all these bounties are like after her, and like why all this money is like, I'm gonna continue the series, but like why all these people are after her. Darian, who is I don't know if they're called bounty, I can't remember exactly what they're called, the bounty, and he is offered money to get her. Once he realizes she's a human, he's like, what could be so, like, he's interested, like, why would somebody pay all this money for this human? So it's like a whole mystery of trying to figure out who put this bounty on her, why do they want her, and it goes on from there. Just a lot happens, but I did love Darian. I do think that like he sacrificed a lot for her at times in it. Lauren was just very whiny, and I feel like she just cried a lot. Like, I think by the end I was kind of getting used to her, but like for most of it she was in tears, no lie. And then fighting with her feelings for Darian fighting for his feelings for her, pushing her away, then drawing her back in. I don't know, it was just a lot for such a long book. I think the book could have just been shorter and it would have just hit just the same, if that makes sense. Then I read Halloween's by J.R. Rhodes, which is the third book in the, I forget what the security is, like Sobre Security. And I gave that one 4 stars. Loved it. I think it was a perfect ending for that series. I obviously can't say much because it's the third book in that series. Then I read The Sinner by Shantel, and I gave that one 4 stars. I love it. I think everyone needs a goddamn sin in their life. Everyone. I forgot how amazing this secret society world is. I love it. I love how unhinged these men are. That's all I have to say. I love unhinged men, and Sin gave me everything that I loved. Like, I have a feeling I'm gonna end up loving all the guys in this series, and I feel like they do very unspeakable things and very just like things in real life that I would be like hard no for, but like him, yes. Also her, just trigger warnings in this series. That's all I have to say. Trigger warnings galore, because Ellington, she goes through some very devastating things, and that's one thing. I think that's why I couldn't give it 5 stars. I wish that they kind of put more, she kind of wrote more preventions into it. Like, Ellington went through a lot. She was groomed, she was just everything and more. Her mom was a beep. Like, just, I don't know, it was hard to read, but also just like, I know that I could get through it because it wasn't that triggering for me. I just, like, my heart hurt for her, and I just felt very connected and emotionally attached to these characters. It's like you just wanted to go through it and hug Ellington and let her know, like, hey, you're gonna come out through the other side. Like, just stay strong. Your man's gonna pull through. Even though he's playing all these mind games with you, everything is going to come together. But yeah, I know this is like, I do have it here. I know that it's like a hit or miss for people. I honestly think that even though this was 640 pages, it does not feel like 640 pages when I'm reading it. And I love a book that can do that. And maybe other people are going to disagree with me. I know a lot of people don't like the series, but I'm like, give it to me, because I'm gonna eat it up every single time. I'm gonna eat it up. I cannot wait for Tyson's book. I think his book is next. I'm gonna eat it up. I'm gonna let you guys know that now. I'm going to eat it up because I am obsessed. I just wish also near the end with her mom, everything that happened there, I wish we got to see that. I wish we got to see that darker side of her going there to where her mother was at the end and dealing with her mom and the whole situation. Like, I wanted to see that all. I didn't want it to end because I just wanted more, and I hope that like in the next book maybe we'll see a little bit more of that. I don't know. But Tyson, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. I think I have you somewhere over here. I think I might read you this month. I'm ready for the sacrifice. Yes I am. Then I read the second book in here, Reap, just following, what is it, Talia, is it Talia? I think it's Talia. And then 221, which is Zal. Loved it. Talia is Luca's sister, and this is her love story, what, 221. And we do get to see more of Luca and his love interest in this one as well, which I appreciated. Ended up going, I think, with 3 stars for this one. There wasn't anything bad about it. I think it's a very solid read. Again, trigger warnings. This is basically, we're following people that were kind of experimented on with some drugs that make them basically go unhinged and very angry and just basically like a dog, no lie. Like, they listen to commands, they listen to like their master in a way that like somebody who wasn't on this drug wouldn't. And Luca feels like a sense of responsibility for Zal because everything that happened with his brother in the first book, he feels like his brother would want him to help his twin brother in any way that he could. So we're seeing that kind of play out in this book, and Talia helping Zal come back into the world and learning everything kind of essentially back over again. And I just loved it. I thought it was very good, and I can't wait to continue the series. I think we have Ravage and Riot left in the series to read from this. And then I read Fractured Future, which I gave 4 stars, which is J. Rose's new story. This is, I think the whole series is called the Anaconda Team or something like that. And this is in the same world as Halloween, but in this one, Ember is trafficked, and you kind of see her kind of get bought and then sold and then into this other world where she's basically in the underground fighting world as well, and being saved by Warner, who is her brother's best friend, and Axel and Highland. And then we have someone who's called Blaine, who actually saved her and gave her the means to be able to contact the Anaconda team. And I love Blaine. Okay, if he is not one of her guys, throw me out. I'm done with the series. I'm not reading it. He is unhinged, and there's kind of like this rival between Warner, well, I guess you can kind of just say the whole security team, and Blaine. Blaine is one that they're captured and was sent to jail, and obviously he escaped jail. So there's this whole feud around that, and there you can kind of see they don't know how to handle him in this world as of right now. I don't know. I'm excited to see what this whole world is gonna bring. It ended on a cliffhanger, and I cannot wait to read the second book in this one. You kind of see by the end Blaine and them kind of all working together and trying to figure out the best solution for everything. Y'all, I cannot wait. Ember, She's one bad female. Like, she is so strong. That's one thing J. Rose does. The character development, the trauma that they go through, and like seeing them grow from that trauma and become into themselves is just everything for me as a reader to read, and I loved it. And I love seeing them fall in love after something so traumatic happening to them as well. I don't know, I just love this whole world that she's built around the soup. I think it's called Sabre, I don't know, Curdy, and I love it and I'm all for it, and I'm gonna continue reading it. I believe I gave that one 4.5 stars. I can't wait for the second one. And I was lucky enough to get that one as an ARC. So yeah, those are all the books I read in February and March. One thing I do want to say, I know I'm trying to get back onto uploading like weekly. So a lot of editing that I plan on doing, especially next month as well. Like I said, we are PCSing, we are moving. So this next couple of videos I want to say is probably going to be like the last in here before I start packing up. And I don't know how I'm going to start packing up. So I'm worried about that. I hate change. I hate having to move. And I feel like this is probably going to be one of the, not as in moving, but like I think emotionally here we have grown a lot, family and things like that. So I think it's going to be a lot for me trying to update you guys on my life. But I will see you guys in the next video. Comment down below if you guys have read any of these books or your thoughts on some of these books. Like, I love just getting feedback on what you guys like reading, what you guys want to see more in videos, things like that. I have a pile. This over here, and then we have this nice little pile over here that's growing, are all books I need to read. So there's just going to be a lot of reading going on this summer and this year and just everything. I'm just trying to get in the groove of things. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.